Greetings, my friends. Reformed Stoic here. Well, as you know, when I'm smoking weed, I don't tend to make very many topic videos. What I commonly refer to as Reformed Stoic talks. That's just kind of how it goes. A lot of the time, it's because the desire to make videos comes from kind of being like annoyed or not as easy to be calm and whatnot. But I got something on my mind. Lolcows. I was watching Based Shaman's podcast today. I was a regular around there in 2019. There was a lot of different content over there. It was definitely like in the realm of lolcow type of stuff. Like people who got famous from To Catch a Predator and then continued their presence online. You know, like Wings of Redemption. I think Chris Chan was already around. But there was quite the variety of content over there. And today I was watching for quite some time, and it's all Cyrax. And I kind of just watch in awe as I'm just looking at Based Shaman has like a video of Cyrax paused, and the donos are just going off. $1 dono, $2 dono, and it's all just kind of like cracking jokes and riffing about Cyrax. And I swear, like 45 minutes will go by, and he'll maybe get through like 30 seconds of this Cyrax video because it's just donos. Chat is going off. Just all of this riffing about Cyrax. Like basically creating this Cyrax grift atmosphere is an absolute gold mine for Based Shaman. He's not doing anything. He's just like, yeah, man, we should call this the Raxnomicon, or just making like effortless jokes about Cyrax. Like, oh man, Cyrax needs to calm down, or yeah, you're right, Cyrax should start his own TV show. Oh man, we should sync this song up to the Cyrax dance. Just absolute effortless. I'm less like offended as in it's like a amoral thing. Like, oh my gosh, poor Cyrax. This is so horrible. First and foremost, it's just like, man, this is a total grift. Just ha 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 ha. Cyrax, look at him. He's ugly. Oh man, listen to how mad he is in this video. And it seems like Based Shaman has just totally taken the throne of being like one of the primo Cyrax grifters. And he's doing better than ever, man. I kind of was under the impression his podcast was on the way. Not on the way out. I don't know, like, the more I think about it, the more it really obviously has grown. He had an average of like 100 viewers, and it kind of looked like it was slipping back in 2019. He had 100 viewers regularly, and I've always praised Based Shaman on his ability to create like a really loyal community. Like, the people love to donate a lot. There's a lot of incentive to donate if you want to control the content of the show. Now he's got an average of 250 live viewers all the time. And it's just Cyrax all the time. And what inspired me to make this video is I don't think that I'm going to save the world. I don't think I'm going to change the world and make everybody realize with this video, wow, bullying Cyrax is wrong. I realized that I was in the wrong, Reformed Stoic, and I'm not going to bully Cyrax anymore. I'm sorry, Cyrax. I know better. There's always going to be hordes and hordes and hordes of lemmings on the internet. People who kind of just go with whatever it is. And right now, the thing is bullying lolcows. And from what I can see, Cyrax is just, he's king lolcow right now. And here's what normies always say. But he brings it on himself, but he deserves it. And this is where normies just you don't click with me at all. We're on a completely different wavelength. I'm not here trying to say that Cyrax didn't do anything wrong, or that Cyrax doesn't quote unquote bring it upon himself. I'm not out here trying to say Cyrax didn't do anything stupid or goofy or offensive. He's done it all. Apparently, he's implicated in some sort of pedophilia thing. I don't know anything about it other than what I just said. He drops N-bombs. He said a bunch of racist stuff. The point is that Cyrax has done everything wrong, okay? He has done horrible things. He's done unjust things. He's done scumbag things. He's a bad person from what I understand. I haven't really gotten that deep into it. All I'm going to say is it's not about whether or not he deserves it. It's not about whether or not he quote unquote brought it on himself. Normies who say that kind of thing, he deserves it. He's in no way innocent. He's not a victim. You are looking for someone to feed off of. You are looking for a victim. You are looking for someone to victimize. But you want it to be just. And I'm here telling you that in the grand scale of greater objective good, it's not just to bully Cyrax 24/7. It doesn't really matter what he did, if he brought it upon himself or whatever. I'm saying that someone who spends this kind of time thinking about Cyrax, watching Cyrax content, contributing to Cyrax content, it's just dirty. It's just dirty. And I was watching a Cyrax rant earlier, and I can hear the pain in his voice, man. I'm watching these two guys just like laugh at him while he's yelling at him, shut up, and he's dropping N-bombs, and he's getting angry, and it's funny, ha ha ha, listen to Cyrax talk shit, he's small and weak and ugly and helpless, and that's basically the whole joke. Whenever you're laughing at something, sometimes it's not funny to try to like break it down in terms of logic. It's like, okay, I'm laughing. Why am I laughing? What's funny about this? A lot of times it's like, nah, bro, you're overthinking it. Just laugh because it's funny. But no. Why is it funny? It's funny because he's ugly and he's small and he's weak and all these threats that he's yelling, he can never back it up. He's an angry, ugly, sad, pathetic human. That's how the humor breaks down and logic. And then you have to look at yourself. Every day, as part of my regular routine, I pull up Cyrax content and I laugh at the expense of this pathetic human being for hours and hours and hours and hours every day. I'm just here to tell you, as the individual, because like I said, I don't think I'm going to change the group mentality on the internet, okay? This is in the ballpark of the mentality of the people who, like, you know, were Nazis, who were like, oh, I'm just doing my job. I know a lot of people don't like that example. This is just group mentality. This is like when somebody's getting raped on a subway and everybody just watches and doesn't do anything. It doesn't stop it. Now, people might say that's extreme, and again, well, Cyrax brought it on himself, and Cyrax isn't a victim, blah, 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 blah. You're taking part in something cruel and subhuman. It's very dystopian. This is something we've never seen before. People getting made fun of on the internet by the entire world. Now, you know, there's these viral clips of, like, people shitting their pants and doing this. That's been going on since, like, 2010, but now these people are like going online. Okay, Cyrax goes live and he tries to defend himself. And it doesn't really matter what he says. He looks ridiculous. He's bald, he's short, he's got horrible teeth. This guy lost the fuck out of the genetic lottery. But I'm watching this video where he's just yelling for hours, and I mean not hours and hours, but like an hour of just yelling, F you should die, you ain't shit, I want you to die, and he's like yelling threats and he's yelling the N-word and he's just so angry, he's just pure anger, and these people are laughing at it. It kind of makes me sick, bro. It kind of makes me sick. Now, am I above laughing at Cyrax? No. Every now and then some Cyrax shit pops up. I throw it on, and it's like, wow, this guy is a trip. But I guess I just want to remind you, internet, that if you just peer over this Cyrax shit, because Cyrax said in that rant that he tried to kill himself, okay? He said that he tried to kill himself. If and when this guy kills himself, you took a part in it. And that's the next thing normies would do. I didn't do anything. He brought it on himself. It's all about the social norms. It's all about, according to social norms, he deserves to be made fun of. According to social norms, there's nothing wrong with me watching this dumpster fire, free entertainment. But I want you to know, as an intellectual, and as you, the individual, are a striving intellectual, there is something wrong about you taking part in this kind of cyberbullying. Like, you taking pleasure in this man's pain, that is a human being suffering on camera. He's upset. He's not having fun. You're having fun. He's suffering. He's not having fun. And the rate that things are going for him, I could definitely see him killing himself. And then you have to think, I watched this guy have a public meltdown for 3 years. I made a bunch of Cyrax clip videos. I laughed at Cyrax. I went on his live streams and trolled him. I laughed at him on Omegle or whatever. And then he kills himself. You have to kind of wonder. Like, I'm not going to say it, dude. I'm not going to say it, but what do you think? You laughed at the guy for years and years and years straight. You spent hours trying to give this guy a hard time. You went out of the way to make things harder for him, and he killed himself. I mean, what do you think, bro? What do you think? It kind of goes right along. Well, not really. It's different, Blade drinking himself to death, but it's a negative thing. I'm just trying to say it's a negative thing. And now some other people will jump in and be like, oh, well, you're a lolcow. I guess you're saying this because it's too close to home. I'm saying this because, yes, I had my little shining moment on the internet, and I discovered the process of lolcow. I discovered the Kiwi farms. I discovered the term lolcow. I started to kind of get the gist. Oh, okay, I'm on this path to where my worst moments are being packaged and branded as this lolcow content that's meant to kind of start this process of me becoming a Cyrax or a Christian. Now, why would I never be worried about that happening to me? Because those were my worst moments. Because that content was filmed when I was under a heavy level of stress and I was going through a bad time and I was having a reaction. Now, that right there, the fact that there's so many people waiting to feel bliss to somebody's negative reaction. So yeah, finishing my thought, it's like, I'm not worried about it happening to me because these people keep on gifting. They love to say they're the gift that keeps on gifting. Cyrax will continue to go online and try to defend his honor. He will continue to yell racial slurs into the camera. He will continue to be what Kiwi Farms calls a gift that keeps on giving. Just like Christian, a real, true blue lolcow has absolutely no self-awareness. You think I don't know how I sounded when I was yelling at Uber Eats, bro? Haven't you guys seen F is for Family, the fucking Bill Burr show? One of these days, I'm gonna put you kids right through that fucking wall. I'm gonna put you right through that fucking wall, Bill. Didn't you ever have a dad? You remember the movie Christmas Story? Where it's like, my dad in the furnace, he was a furnace man. And he goes down, gosh, bubble it. The obscenities that he said were ringing somewhere between here and Tibet. His dad had a big fucking freak out at the furnace. People freak out sometimes, bro, okay? I freaked out. It ended up on the internet. I'm a big boy. I think people are starting to get the gist that I ain't a fucking Cyrax. I'm not going to continue to produce that kind of content. But the point is, guys, is that this underworld of people who cyberbully on this large scale to where, what is a lolcow? A lolcow is someone who is in the process of more or less being bullied by the entire internet. And then this is where the normies rush in. They brought it on themselves. That he's getting mad. He's doing the wrong thing. He's saying the wrong... He's yelling. He's not doing what he's supposed to do. Okay? Like, you guys are all so high and mighty, and you know exactly what you're supposed to do in a situation. He needs to get off the internet, and he needs to stop making it worse. But he's not. He just keeps making it worse. He just keeps doing everything wrong. He just keeps ruining his reputation even more and more and more and more, to the point where you feel more and more and more justified. It's like, wow, he's ruined his reputation so bad that he just deserves to get made fun of every day, all day, by tens of thousands of people until he kills himself. I'm telling you to be better than that. I'm telling you to be bigger than that. I think in like 50 years from now, people are going to look back on this and say, yo, you guys who drove Christian to suicide, you guys who drove Cyrax to suicide, you guys were sick fucks. You guys were amoral, sadistic, psychopathic fucks. And for all we know, if you didn't have the opportunity to take part in the sadism, you might have fucking killed people or like tortured animals or done something fucking horrible. Because it's really sadistic. It's just really sadistic and fucked up and nasty. This is coming from the same place as when I made the Boogie 2988 video. How many videos are Boogie's downfall from top to bottom? The latest of Boogie, how Boogie lost it all. Everybody's cleaning up on Boogie. The only video that you need to watch from Boogie to hear my perspective is the one where he talks about how his mom was a fucking terror. How his mom beat him with a fucking wrench. How his mom neglected him and gaslit him, okay? Watch that video if you haven't seen it. Boogie had some fucking problems in life. Boogie's mom was a fucking monster and beat the fuck out of him. And lucky for Boogie, wow, he's got this big, huge channel. He's got millions and millions and millions of views. Wow, Boogie 2988 is one of the biggest fucking YouTubers in the world. Good for him, dude. Some goofy, obese guy. What happens? From what I could tell, he gets all stimmed out and loses all this weight, and then he starts to blow it. Okay? People on my stream, we know all about blowing it. He just starts to blow it. He starts to say weird, edgy shit. He pushes his wife away. And what does the world do when he starts blowing it? Oh, wow, look at him blow it. Wow. How he blew it. He brought it on himself. Boogie brings it on himself. I don't feel bad for Boogie at all. I don't feel bad for Boogie at all. Yeah, it's because you're a fucking narcissist. It's because you like the smell of blood. It's because you like the taste of blood. It's because you like to see people fail. It's because you like to talk shit. It's because you'd rather see somebody blow it than fucking make it. Again, did Boogie bring it on himself? Sure. He blew it. He wasted his money on crypto. He said stupid, edgy shit that ruined his reputation. He's supposed to be like Disney World. His platform had like, what, 10 million, 100 million views? He needed to be like a Disney character. He needed to have a perfect fucking reputation, you know? He needed to be palatable for families. He blew it, okay? What do I think we should do? Let him rot. Let him rot, guys. You don't owe him viewership. Don't watch his shit because you feel bad. But the way people just stand around people's dumpster fires in awe and just make judgmental looks and like talk shit and remind everybody that they brought him on themselves, you're part of what's leading this guy towards their fucking suicide, dude. You're doing something negative. You're adding to this like spirit bomb of negative normie energy when people like slide down the fucking drain. So you know what, dude? When somebody fucking blows it, when somebody's life like starts going to shit and it's their own fault, just be above it. Just be like, hey, you know what, bro? That guy blew it. But I'm a God-fearing man. I got books to read. I got to work out. I'm going to make sure I don't blow it like that. I'm going to learn something from this. But I'm not going to sit there for hours and hours every day and giggle at their suffering and throw piss and gasoline on the fire and just be a fucking weirdo. Because I can tell you what, bro, how much Cyrax content have I seen? Probably like an hour tops. I've seen like maybe an hour of Cyrax's face in my entire fucking life. And that is from recently taking an interest and like trying to get into Cyrax. And what I see is someone with very unfortunate genetics who's from some backwards fucking twisted ass hillbilly way of life. The dude's got problems. The dude's blowing it. The dude does not necessarily deserve sympathy. But I'm going to walk away from the hyena roast. I'm going to walk away from all the fucking shit-eating grin hyenas like, look at him squirm, look at him yell, I think he's going to kill himself. It's sick. You guys are fucking sick in the head, bro. So, speaking to the individual, be above it. That's my rant. They're going to figure out in like 30 years that the kind of people who watch this shit are sick, twisted fucks. But they'll probably cover it up because the direction society is headed, it's like a fucking theme park for narcissists, bro. It's just everything's catered toward selfish, destructive people who love suffering and who love seeing people blow it. And people say it themselves all the time. I love watching this guy as a reminder that at least I'm not them. You know what I love to watch? I love to watch people who it's like, wow, I wish I was this person. How do I become more like this person? Instead of spending my time watching people beneath me who, quote, make me feel better about myself, I watch people beyond me who make me feel inferior, who inspire growth, who can be like, okay, well, I can take their progress, I can take their blueprint, and I can apply that to my life and maybe make some progress and maybe be in a better spot. Cyrax is a human being. Have some fucking mercy. Chris Chan's story, from what I've heard of it, and again, how much time have I seen Chris Chan's face on screen? 15 minutes, tops. I never even took an interest in him. I heard a lot of weird shit about him, like he got a sex change and did something to his mom. Like, I didn't even want to hear about it. It sounds like, for me, he's probably even more disgusting than Cyrax. Just fucking stop watching it, really. I mean, even if they are bad people, well, then just stop watching it, you know? You're allowed, like, 10 minutes of Cyrax a day, and that's generous. You can watch these people for 10 minutes, but if you're, like, obsessed with this culture, and basically if you're watching based shaman streams every day, all day, because, like, yeah, you know, he streams for, like, 3 or 4 hours, and it's all Cyrax the whole time. I watch for an hour, and it's Cyrax the whole time. I leave, I come back 2 hours later, it's still Cyrax. And it's, you know, it's kind of like harmless, the jokes people are making. Oh, that we should call it the Rax Nomicon. Oh, we should call it the Sludge Mountain. Like, they're just kind of taking shit that Cyrax said and making jokes about it and riffing on it. On one level, it's a grift-based shaman. You're making a lot of money, like, giggling and saying fucking nothing and looking at a picture of Cyrax. On one hand, it's a grift. On the other hand, it's a fucking waste of time. That's a pathetic way to spend your time. But yes, on another hand, Cyrax is a human being. He is suffering. He's not having fun being Cyrax. He's suffering. And you're getting off to his suffering. And that means that you're a bad person. And you're going to appeal to social norms. And the thing about social norms is that a fuck ton of people are bad people. The majority of people are bad people in this society at this point. Social norms is not objective good. You need to live by the objective good, which takes studying. It's hard to figure out how to actually be good. It's easy to go with social norms and torture these people to death, literally. That's my rant. That's how I feel about it. I probably sound like I'm pretty fired up and passionate about this shit. I'm just disgusted by scum. And Cyrax, from what I can see, he's got problems. But I wouldn't even say that he's scum. You guys who constantly, obsessively poke Cyrax for jollies, you guys are scum. You guys are scum. I think Cyrax is better people than you. If anybody knows Cyrax's actual stream, like where I can actually watch him stream, I would like to try to reach out to Cyrax. I don't imagine I'll have luck with it. He seems like a very popular character. I would like to reach out to Cyrax. God bless you, friends. Those are my thoughts on Lolcows. Peace out. God bless.